ortho and polar modes. Let's go ahead and draw a line just like we did in the last section. I'll go ahead and select the line tool. Now if I want to draw a horizontal line, I gotta go ahead and click here and then move the cursor over, and hopefully I get a straight line. But sometimes maybe you'll be a little bit off. This can be frustrating if you really need a horizontal line. AutoCAD gives you a tool to help ensure that your line is horizontal. That can be found here, the Ortho Mode. You can press F8 to activate it. Let's go ahead and select that. Now let's come back to the line tool and reactivate it again. And now let's draw a line. We'll click here, and as you can see, even with my cursor way below or way above the line, AutoCAD is forcing the line to be horizontal or vertical in 90-degree increments. So let's go ahead and draw this rectangle again. Click here, here, again here, and here. That's a lot better than the one we made just before. Now, what happens if you want to make a triangle? Let's go ahead and deactivate Ortho Mode. Let's just try ourselves. Activating the line tool, we'll draw a triangle just like this. But sometimes you may want to draw a perfect 60-30 degree triangle or a 45-45 degree triangle. So if I wanted to eyeball it, I could click here and roughly make a triangle just like this, and instead of trying like before I did to connect the endpoints, I could right click and put close, and I get a triangle. But I'm not too sure that's a 45-45 degree triangle. So let's go ahead and delete all of this. I'm going to click on the bottom right, move towards the top left to select everything, and press delete. Now let's take a look at this option here, polar tracking. You can turn this on with F10. I'll go ahead and click that. Let's see what it does. We'll draw a line. I'll click here, and now as you can see, I can move my line around just as free as I could before, but when I get to certain points, I get this line here. And what is that line doing for us? Well, here is 0 degrees, here is 45 degrees, 90. So it seems like every 45 degrees I'm getting a green guideline to help me out, to help ensure that I'm getting the correct degrees that I want to get. So let's try again to draw that 45 degree triangle. Here we go at 45 degrees. I'll make sure I am at 270 degrees below. I'll go ahead and click here, and then I'll right click and select close. And there you go, my 45 degree triangle. Except this line here doesn't look very horizontal. But that's okay, we'll fix that in a little bit. Now, what we need to do is look at a few other options. What if I don't want a 45 degree triangle? Well, you can come here and right click on this, and we have all these options to choose from. We can have our guidelines appear at 5 degree increments, 10 degree, 15, all the way up to 90 degree increments. So this time let's go ahead and try and use the 5 degree increments just to see how it works. We'll go ahead and reactivate the line command again. We'll click here, and now as we move it around, we have a green guideline that helps us. And also note that the new box that appears that says polar, and it's giving a magnitude and an angle. We'll explore this a little bit more later and how to enter commands manually through the command line. So let's go ahead and try and make another 45 degree triangle. Go ahead and do 45 degrees by clicking here. Again, we'll come down here and move over across here, or we can just right click and select close. But again, we have this crooked line here. It's just not matching up correctly or the way that we want it at all. Well, how about we turn on snap mode. We'll pan down just a little bit with the middle mouse button. And since we want a 45 degree triangle, I'll go ahead and put 45 degrees. And I'll activate the line command again. This time, as you can see, the cursor is jumping to every half degree increments. And we set this earlier before, but if you don't remember or don't know, we can go ahead and right click on the grid display, go to settings, and make sure that our grid spacings are set to 1 and 0.5 for every snap spacing. Let's go ahead and specify a point. I'll click here, make sure my next point is here at 45 degrees. Come down and click here. And now I just have to right click and select close. And now I have a perfect 45-degree triangle. Using a combination of the drawing aids below, you can easily create accurate geometry.